Hey everyone, Kevin Lewis with Home Life Benchmark Tennis Realty, and it's time for your February 2023 Fraser Valley Real Estate Market Update. January 2023 came in and went out without much of a bang at all, really, and was the lowest number of sales in the last 10 years with only 588 sales, which is down 13% compared to December 2022 and down 57% compared to a year ago in January 2023. And with only 1,599 new listings hitting the market in January, that's the lowest amount of new listings we've had since January 1984. So very low number of new listings coming to the market and a very low number of sales actually happening. Overall, things are just quite slow. Now, in January, that's pretty typical. However, these are comparing to other Januaries, so it's slow even for January to happen. I do start to see that there may be some activity picking up getting ready for the spring. I'm seeing it personally with my own business and clients calling me with their plans for the next coming year and stuff. And we are sort of starting to see some numbers trending that way. However, it's far too early to say that we are going to see things pick up for the spring or not. While inventory numbers have actually increased 77% compared to last January, we have to keep in mind that last January the total inventory was so low that it was basically unprecedented low number of homes to choose from, and buyers were buying them faster than they could even list. So we're in a very different market as far as the inventory numbers go, despite the fact we are still low on the inventory. Now we are seeing higher numbers for the total inventory, but we also have to caveat that anytime we have a drastically decreasing market, we're going to have a certain number of sellers or would-be sellers that just don't quite understand how the world works, and just because they missed the timing of selling at the higher prices, they still think that they're special and they should sell for the same price that they would have last March. So you do come across, I don't know how many homes, I've never taken account of how many homes are overpriced or not. However, through my observations, I do come across every 1 in 10, every 1 in 5, depending on the property type, homes that are priced just outrageously high and would have probably sold a year ago in January 2022 up till March 2022, but we're just not there right now. So the reality of selling at a silly high price like that is next to nothing. However, we still have several of those homes available in the market, which is really skewing our total overall inventory numbers to a degree. Once again, I am speculating that we will see things pick up a little bit in the next few months, and that's based on history. Spring is typically the busiest time of the year. As I already mentioned, it's also based on my own business and what I know some of my clients are planning on doing this spring. And just talking to a few other realtors, I really don't have any good stats to support this. And again, it's just a hunch, completely unsubstantiated hunch. I do think we are going to see things pick up in the next few months. I don't think we're going to be setting any records. I don't think it's going to be anything reminiscent of the last few years that we've seen. But I think we're going to see some overall stability in the market. Again, it's going to depend on what happens with interest rates moving forward. However, most forecasts seem to think that they're done increasing rates. As we've talked about several times on this newsletter before, as rates go up, prices tend to come down and monthly payments tend to stay right around the same point. So we've seen that trend for the last 6-8 months. I would suspect that we continue to see that price stability as we pick up into the spring market and we don't see any more interest rate hikes. If we see the interest rates go up again, I would speculate that prices either stay level or drop a little bit. If they do stay exactly where they are for the interest rates, I wouldn't be surprised if spring activity does cause 1 or 2 months to actually be higher prices than the previous months, but I'm not expecting any drastic price increases over the next few months. Also on that, I'm also not expecting much more price decreases. I would say, based on where we're at, and again, based on more of a hunch and gut feeling than anything else, we're probably in for some stability for the next several months in the real estate market. So what does all this mean if you're looking to make a move happen yourself? Well, it really depends on what kind of a move you're making looking to make happen. If you're looking to just buy, well, as I said, now may actually be a pretty good time, depending on what happens in the near future. If we do, in a couple of years, see interest rates come down, it's probably pretty safe to say that prices will likely go up with the interest rates coming back down. So if you buy in now at a lower purchase price, and in 3, 4, 5 years, however long it takes for the rates to come back down and prices to go back up, you could have built up quite a bit of healthy equity to help you get into that next place. Now, your monthly payments may be a little higher right now because of the high interest rates. However, if they do come down and you get into a variable mortgage, not saying that's the way to go, that's a conversation to have with your mortgage specialist, but if that's the path you choose to go down, you may see your monthly payments come down quite substantially and maybe even make a move into a bigger place, larger mortgage, but using the equity you've built in the first home that you're just buying in today's market. And with the lower interest rates, you might get into a situation where you get to upgrade your home and your monthly payments don't change by a whole lot, and you don't need more down payment because you've built all that equity in the home that you're buying now. Now, if you're looking just to sell a home and you're not looking to buy back in or anything like that, depending on the property type you have, now may be a great time to do that. Now might also be a little bit of a better time to wait. A couple months ago, I would have said, yeah, I'd definitely go, because prices were coming down and houses were dropping faster than everything else. So if you're going to downsize and go into a townhouse, well, your house price has fallen faster than the townhouse prices were. Well, they were never even, but the gap closed quite a bit. We're starting to see that gap change, and we're starting to see things fall all at the relative same time. So again, if you're selling and buying back into the market, now could certainly be a very lucrative time to do so. If you can buy into the market and not have to sell, that would probably be your best plan, and sell in a few years once prices go back up. But if you're just selling now and it's an investment property, or you're not going to be buying another property and you don't have to sell, you might want to hang on to the property for another couple of years to let the prices recover and maybe make an extra couple $100,000 on the sale. Now again, I can't guarantee that this is what's going to happen, and I certainly can't give you any sort of a timeline as to when any of this will happen, but that's kind of how I see things playing out over the next few years, kind of thing, in the real estate market. Now again, if any of this has any bearing on making a decision for you, I would certainly not want you to fully listen to this newsletter to take all of your advice. Give me a call, send me a text, leave me a comment below, send me an email, however you want to get in touch with me. Let me know that you're starting to make a plan, and we're going to make a plan that's catered to your unique needs, because everybody's different. So give me a call today, let me know that you're planning on making a move next year, and we'll sit down and we'll start the process early so that there's never really any rush or any stress on, as little stress, or I'm never going to say that I can make moving stress-free, because that's just impossible. But the more we get to work together in advance, the more we can reduce the amount of stress that you'll be facing once you decide to make that move happen. Thanks for tuning in, and I definitely look forward to hearing from you soon.